let me come up with something.
Oh shit.
So we could do like obviously we could do like Joker, Cold Open, or like obviously like Eastwood thing. Oh no, those are two obvious. Let's do Pacino. What did he say in Taxi Driver? He's like, you talking to me? That's Pacino, right?
That's De Niro.
No, it's not.
100%
Are you
sure
serious?
it's De Niro. Yes.
Cause no.
Mohawk?
Oh, you're right. That is De Niro. I was looking that up. Oh, I get them confused. What's Pacino in then? I guess I could do Scarface.
Scarface, and then like 6 other gangster movies.
yeah.
You really do get.
We'll do Scarface. Hey everyone, welcome back to 6 Wins. We're here to talk about a couple of our second round matchups. These are some that I was really excited about. I'll introduce us again though. This is Chris. I'm Matt. If this is your first time, those are our names. If you've been here before, you probably know our names by now. But yeah, we're going to talk about 2 matchups here to see who goes on to our Sweet 16. First matchup we're going to talk about was one I thought was going to be really interesting, and I don't remember the numbers. I'll have to ask you on some of the numbers at the end, because I know you usually compile those. But it was the number 3 seed, Clint Eastwood, versus the number 6 seed, Heath Ledger. I'll start really quick. I don't remember how much into detail I went, because Clint Eastwood's first matchup was against Casey Affleck.
Oh, that's right.
And it was a big blowout. And in our video, we kind of just focused on, like, should Casey Affleck have even been in this? But something that I said that maybe got edited out, maybe it stayed in, was just like, to me, like Clint Eastwood, like anything that's like modern Clint Eastwood doesn't appeal to me.
Right.
It's like this it's like this outdated idea of masculinity in my opinion. Like all of his movies, not just his roles, but his movies are about like what it means to be a man, and like you had like these really strong feelings on something and something challenges it and you like don't relent and you stick with it and stick with your guns, and then by the end of the movie you go, okay, maybe this one thing I can like give a little on. And I'm just like, that's I don't know, to me that's not like a life lesson I need. I kind of know that, and I'm comfortable with like knowing that like to be a man you don't have to like always you don't have to beat the man. So I just don't care for Clint Eastwood. I don't care for Clint Eastwood's movies.
Okay.
I will admit, though, that what he's done for film throughout his career, directing, producing, acting, writing, and then his earlier stuff in like the Westerns, I have like more respect for, and I think are better quality. So I'm not here to like rag on Clint Eastwood. There's a huge contingent of fans that like I've interacted with in comments that I know are like big Clint Eastwood fans, so they're gonna like be like, well, this guy sucks, I hate Matt now. But I would probably go Heath Ledger, even though I think he's also a little overrated and elevated because of the untimely passing which seems to happen. How about you? What were your thoughts on Eastwood and Ledger?
I think you're gonna catch as much shit from Clint Eastwood fans as I am about Robin Williams fans. I like Clint Eastwood, but I wouldn't say he's amongst my favorites. I get your point. It's like, point's well taken. He does kind of play that same old shtick where he's like rugged and tough, and then like, 35, 34?
35.
He's been old my whole life, so he's always played the same like, I'm a gruff and I don't take kindly to anybody that's different. And then by the end he's like, oh, maybe I'm a little bit better off now that I've learned a thing or two. And I do like Heath Ledger though.
Yeah.
The Joker, you're keeping track of how the Jokers are doing.
Still solid.
Heath is the GOAT, I think, when it comes to Jokers. I don't know if that's controversial. I'm not a big, not the biggest comic book movie guy. I know people are, super into it. But it's close. I'm going to go Heath Ledger.
Oh, okay.
I would vote Heath Ledger. I do think he got the post-hummus bump.
Yeah, post-hummus. Dip it in that.
Which, hey, you come to Six Wins to get an education like me, and I learned that it's not pronounced posthumous, it's pronounced
Posthumous.
posthumous, which is awesome.
It's like hippopotamus.
Right. So we both are going Ledger. What did the voters say?
Yeah, this one wasn't as close as I thought it would be. I don't know if your polls had it a bit closer.
Yeah. No.
I didn't think so. Clint Eastwood won by a good amount. He seems like he can make a run. There is Clint Eastwood has that popularity, and he's moving on. Again, like Heath Ledger's a tremendous actor. I don't think he should make the final four off of the back of really the Joker role, but he was really great in Brokeback Mountain and some of his other like younger movies that appealed, like Teen Knight's Tale and 10 Things I Hate About You. I always call it the wrong thing.
No, it's 10 Things I Hate About You. I love you, baby.
Yeah, he's got some more variety in some of those younger roles. So
here he goes.
Yes, that's impressive. This is the first Six Wins dance number. Look like Michigan J. Frog. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl. All right. Well, we got to talk about one more matchup before we break into full-scale musical. And then...
I'm so sorry that you had to hear me sing, because I'm really bad at it. I should get... Emily! She's not around. My wife's a fantastic singer. We'll get her camera singing.
Cool. Yeah, like, maybe we'll do a Six Wins karaoke day someday, and we'll sing Hugh Jackman's most famous song from Greatest Showman together or something.
That'd be awesome.
Chris will be the young kid voice, because I'm sure there's a kid singing.
Sign me up.
Zendaya. So we got one more matchup to talk about. This was the number 2 Al Pacino versus the number 7 Joaquin Phoenix. As I've said that more, I realized if you say Joaquin just right, it's basically like it should be an onomatopoeia for like when swords clang in a movie. I think they should start spelling that sound effect that way, like Joaquin Phoenix's name.
That's fantastic.
So I also, in addition to loving his name and how it's basically the sound of swords clashing, I'm like in this bracket, I felt myself every once in a while as we're looking and talking about actors, falling like really behind him and rallying like, this is my guy. And Joaquin is my guy right now. I want him to go deep. I know he's not going to win.
Yeah.
But I want him to like surprise Final Four run. I'm pulling for him. I made my thoughts known about De Niro in a previous video. Same with Pacino and Pesci. Anytime I talk about them, I get confused on them. I think I got confused when we were trying to do a cold open.
Oh yeah.
In this video, I was like, let me do a Joker and Eastwood will be obvious. Let me do this Pacino line from Taxi Driver, and you're like, that's De Niro. And like, I was literally pulling up that stuff a couple nights ago, editing. I was like, oh Jesus, that was De Niro. So I don't need to say much more about Joaquin. The only thing I will say that I don't know if we talked about as much in his first video, because I know we talked about him as in the Joker, and we talked about him a bit in like Her. I mentioned that was a movie I really liked. But his role as Commodus in Gladiator, he plays such a despisable villain.
Yeah, he does.
It's just one of those classic vintage movie villains that you don't. It's not like in pro wrestling. I know we're starting our pro wrestling bracket soon, or it might even be going on right now.
Yeah.
There are like heels, and a lot of times the heel is kind of cool because they're funny, and you know the shtick, and you know they're really good at what they do, and they kind of tease and taunt, but you kind of root for them. But then there's like the true guys that like you just want, like you hate them, and that's when you know they're doing a really good job. They're not even a cool bad guy. It's not the Joker. You know, who's cool in Batman movies. People like the Joker. He's not Darth Vader, who's kind of cool. Commodus is a prick. And you hate him every time you see him. And Joaquin Phoenix nailed it. He's so good in that. I would vote Joaquin. I'm going to vote Joaquin until he goes up against Edward Norton in the finals. Edward Norton's still in, right?
Sorry to say.
Jesus Christ.
We've been over this several times, Matthew.
I'm not giving up. What are your thoughts on Pacino and Joaquin?
Well, that's a great point. I'm never going to forget that. But a couple of things come into mind. What I've said, I think a couple of times, a real fun like offshoot of this tournament is that I can now spell Gyllenhaal and McConaughey on the first try because I've written them so much. But I still mess up Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix every single time. PH, I always do EO. NIX, but it's OE, which is like Phoenix. It's weird.
Hooked on phonics.
Yeah. You know who else was a really good bad guy? That's a great point about him in Gladiator. It kind of gives me Ramsay Bolton vibes.
Yeah.
Just like gets that X-Pac heat almost.
Yeah.
But not for the person, but for the character. You just like Joffrey too. They were so good playing that role. Joffrey couldn't find work elsewhere because nobody wanted him. He was so hated. So good thing Joaquin, I don't know what his follow-up film to that was. Maybe Signs, where he just played kind of like a regular, funny dude.
Yeah.
He was great in that.
Yeah.
I still love his, I think it was performance art when he played that wannabe rapper. And I threw that clip up on our last video where he went on Letterman and he was like, "Why are you making fun of my beard?" Yeah. Letterman was like, "Well, you gotta know that your beard's weird." He goes, "Well, I thought it was good, but now you're making me question it." And the audience was like, "Ha ha!" You could see the applause sign and laughter sign going up, but everyone was nervous laughter. And Pacino's fine, Scarface, gangster films, cool. But I'm with you. You have convinced me, and I always liked Joaquin Phoenix, but your just passion and just fandom for Joaquin.
Joaquin trains.
Joaquiniacs. So I'm going Joaquin.
Yeah.
But he was facing off against
a 2C.
Pacino.
Al Pacino.
So when people voted, who's moving on? Yeah,
I knew this one was going to be tough for him. So the winner of this was surprisingly Joaquin Phoenix got the upset. It was close. It was very close, but Joaquin Phoenix won by a handful of votes.
Yep.
I was pleasantly surprised. It stayed close pretty much the whole time. I thought there might be a point where Pacino took off a bit, but I'm thrilled to say Joaquin is going on, and he's going up against Clint Eastwood, as we just talked about, the one before this. So. Oh, this one's going to hurt if he loses to Clint after my small ramble, but we'll see how that one goes.
For sure.
All right.